Hello everyone, I am Mr. Aaron from Guitar Totality, bringing you yet another guitar analysis video. This time, Davin Glover, YouTube guitar playthrough video maker. This guitar analysis was suggested in the comments on my Giacomo Victim Shred Collab guitar analysis video here on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to others. With your help, we can reveal more truth to more viewers, just like you. If you have any suggestions of any guitarist you would like to have me feature, please place your suggestions in the comments. So then, Guitarist Davin Glover. I do know that Jacoba Records analyzed Davin's guitar performances here on YouTube and presented a pretty strong case for his use of miming. Well then, in my guitar analysis, I am more concerned with the use of digitally modified waveform editing. A digitally modified waveform is constructed by modifying the true recording of a performance. Often, each individual note played on the guitar is modified in the waveform to a MIDI-type matrix grid. This means that the rhythmic timing for each note is modified and/or the pitch of each note is snapped to an equally spaced matrix grid. This basically turns a real performance into an unreal, mechanically computerized, programmed MIDI file. This is why we call guitarists that use digitally modified waveforms, or DMWs, unreal guitarists. Their recorded performances are no longer real and also seem way too precise to be true. Unreal guitarists are not fake. They can play the guitar. However, they cannot play the guitar to the true ability that they portray in their guitar playthrough videos. I have viewed several of Davin Glover's guitar playthrough videos here on YouTube and find him quite interesting. Videos he posted from about 4 years ago show him performing at a very real beginner level. We can hear the recorded guitar and all its natural timbre. Then, for some reason, 2 years later, he begins to post guitar playthroughs that sound highly processed. It is difficult to discern the guitar from the sound effects heard in these videos. The first video I see posted in his newer era is a cover of the Stranger Things series theme music. So then, is Davin Glover a fake, real, or unreal guitarist? After watching his videos, we can tell that he can maneuver in a similar way to the sound of the music he presents. Therefore, I wouldn't call him fake. However, is he real or unreal guitarist? Let's take a look at this spectrogram of his Stranger Things cover to show us the timing of each note zoomed in to a pixel of sound. Now then, let's get right to it.
What we have here is a series of notes presented in time from left to right. What we look for is the spacing between each note. A natural and unmodified waveform would have at least slight variations in the spacing of each note, even with the most skilled musicians. Real music breathes. Even when a series of 16th notes are played on guitar, each 16th note is slightly varied in precision when we zoom in this close. So then, what do we have here? It very much appears as if all the notes are equally spaced in rhythm and timing. To prove this, I will now place an equally spaced grid over the top of these notes. Then we can see how each note lines up. Again, an unmodified waveform would have much of these notes not in line to this grid I speak of. Here we go. Just as I thought, Every single note is lined up mechanically to a grid. Notice the held note to the right is a precise and even vibrato. This sounds like a whammy bar type effect on his recording, yet his guitar contains no whammy bar. Let's move on to another sequence in this Stranger Things cover. Here we have a series of half notes. At first glance, the spacing of each note does look quite similar. So then, let's place an equally spaced grid over the top. Now then, look at every grid line. Notice how each and every grid line covers each and every note.
So now, both of these examples contained 100% accuracy in pixel-perfect precision of sound. This confirms that Davin Glover's Stranger Things cover contains digitally modified waveforms. This means that Davin Glover's true guitar performance has been made false through digitally modified waveform editing. However, I do like to further my research before I make any official conclusions. So then, let's take a look at another of Davin Glover's YouTube guitar playthrough videos. This one is entitled Hardest Guitar Solo Part 1. This clip contains a flurry of very fast notes. Let's take a look.
This image reminds me of my Tim Henson guitar analysis videos. At first glance, it looks like corrugated cardboard. There are over 50 notes here. Let's bring on the grid. As we can see, every note out of these 50 plus notes are snapped to an equally spaced matrix grid. So then, Davin Glover, it's not looking too good as for your authenticity of performance on the guitar. Just to be perfectly clear as to the authenticity of Davin Glover's guitar performance, let's take one more look at one more sequence from his Hardest Guitar Solo, Part 1. Oh my master! Do any of you remember or know of the vintage video games from the 1970s and 1980s? Pong, Space Invaders, Missile Command, Breakout? If not, check these out and you will understand my reference. In other terms, this just looks like MIDI. Let's bring on the grid. Yeah. Not one note deviates from pixel precision on this equally spaced grid. So then, after all these notes have proven to be in grid-snapped pixel precision of sound waveform accuracy, I can now confidently conclude that
Davin Glover's guitar playthrough videos contain digitally modified waveforms. These guitar playthroughs are not real. Therefore, I declare Davin Glover to be an unreal guitarist. There is no doubt Davin Glover has posted videos where he tries to prove that he can play guitar. He also admits that his videos contain production. Well, of course, all videos contain production. He does not go further in describing what his production is defined as. Well now, he is missing the point that I make right now. These guitar playthroughs of his are not authentic. They are not only pre-recorded and mimed, these guitar playthrough videos of his are modified to a point of complete artificiality in sound and performance. That is why people say they are fake. This is also why I make a distinction in regards to authenticity of performance. Sure, Davin Glover can play guitar. No, he cannot play guitar to the level of sound and performance accuracy as depicted in these videos of his production. These video performances are not authentic to the audio presented with them. Not authentic. not real. Unreal. Davin Glover is an unreal guitarist. He is so unreal that you could call his guitar playthrough performances fake, and that would be correct. However, since he can play guitar for real, he is not a fake guitarist, even though these guitar playthrough performances of his are fake. It is better to just call him an unreal guitarist. If you have any suggestions of other guitarists you wish me to research, place those suggestions in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and share this video for more revealing content. I'll see you next time.